Welcome back to the WoodUbend YouTube channel, or if you're new here, welcome, it's lovely to have you. This video has been long awaited by some. It is the Sollys Dream Bureau that we have taken from this to this. Stay tuned to find out exactly what we did and what we used to create this masterpiece.
Solly Joe created the Sollys Dream artwork in an artist workshop a couple of years ago, and earlier this year we released it as a decoupage paper. We decided that this would look phenomenal on the front of a bureau, and so that's exactly what we did. Once you apply the infuser, the decoupage paper becomes transparent, so we always say that it is best to apply the paper to a light background to ensure the colours pop. With that in mind, the first thing we did was paint the front of the bureau white. When the paint was fully dried, we held the decoupage paper up to the bureau to get a good idea of where to position it. For this project, we blended the colours of the decoupage paper into the face of the bureau, and a great way of making this transition seamless is to use a wet paintbrush to create an uneven edge and simply tear the excess away for a natural frayed look. The next product we used was Posh Chalk Pigment Infusor, and we first used this as an adhesive for the decoupage paper. Once the infuser was applied to the surface, we adhered the decoupage paper using a dry brush, and starting from the middle we just brushed out the creases. The Posh Chalk decoupage papers are extremely durable and can be taken off the surface and reapplied, so there's no worry if you go wrong or miss a crease, it's very easy to fix. For the bulk of the decoupage paper, we used a smooth and blend brush by Posh Chalk, but for the corners or nooks and crannies we used a pointed tip brush to make sure the decoupage paper adhered to the entirety of the surface. We added a spritz of water, which simply helps the paper consolidate to the surface, but this isn't a necessary step. At the bottom, we ripped the edges, again to give an uneven line to blend with later, and then we used the infuser to seal the entire decoupage paper. Once the decoupage paper and infuser were dry, it was time to blend, for which we used a multitude of Posh Chalk metallic paste colours, including green Fhthalo, blue Fhthalo, green dark, red Alizarin, red medium Cadmium, light gold, blue Prussian, white titanium, violet and yellow Canary Cadmium. Sometimes it can be hard to get the colours exact, so we took some of the metallic paste and put them into the decoupage paper itself to make the transition more smooth. Now, on the sides of the bureau, we used the Posh Chalk Hippy lace stencil with Posh Chalk extra flexible paste to create a raised pattern that we then painted over with white paint. We then took a pair of pre-painted WoodUbend Mouldings 6068 and adhered these to either side of the bureau, and we used the moulding 1269 on the front. To apply a WoodUbend moulding, you must follow 5 simple steps. Number 1, heat the moulding using a heat gun, hairdryer or electric griddle. Number 2, apply glue to the surface or back of the moulding. Number 3, stick the moulding into place. Number 4, reheat the moulding whilst in place. And number 5, press the moulding tight to the surface to ensure complete adherence. We then used the metallic pastes to blend these into the front colours of the bureau. Moving down to the legs, we mix some Posh Chalk pigments in pale gold with the Infusor to add some glamorous accent. On the top of the bureau, we took the Posh Chalk Secret Garden stencil and stippled the pale gold pigments through it using a stencil brush. To prevent the colours from bleeding under the stencil, we recommend using a spray glue to adhere the stencil to the surface while you work. We then stippled the pale gold pigments down onto the front of the bureau to create a nice smooth transition. We sprayed the sides of the drawers with water so that we could apply the metallic paste as a wash. Here we used the colour Blue Prussian, and on top of this, once dry, we stippled pale gold pigments through the Posh Chalk Harlequin stencil. We also used the pale gold pigments to dry brush the WUB1269 moulding on the front and give it a little extra highlight and sparkle. Next, we decided the handles would look better with a bit more shine, so we removed the handles, covered these with the pale gold pigments and reattached. Using the variety of metallic pastes again, we blended the main face of the drawers into the rims to create a seamless piece of art from every angle. Mixing the lemon gold pigments with the Infusor this time, we painted the entire inside of the hinged writing desk and some stripes on the support beams. We added the intersecting circles decoupage paper to the inside panel of the bureau. Stippled the Hippy stencil with black carbon metallic paste. And coated the entire bureau with Infusor to seal. So there you have it. Sollys Dream Bureau, a beautifully outrageous piece for the eccentric in all of us.
Thank you for watching. We hope you love Sollys Dream as much as we do, or learn some interesting upcycling techniques along the way. Leave in the comments below what you think, or what projects you're working on. We'd love to know. We will leave our Facebook links in the description below, where we do daily lives, giveaways, and have an awful lot of creative fun. We'd love to see you over there too. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!